Hey friends, Zack Sanchez here, and I want to apologize for my bad handwriting on the whiteboard, but this is something I want to try to help kind of keep me on track and also give you a visual aid as I talk. But today I actually had a friend contact me about his current relationship that he's in, and he was having some thoughts about leaving the situation, but he was kind of scared. He was scared that he would regret his decision to move on. And so I thought, what better way than to address it in a video? You see, regret is a really, really funny thing. And regret has three components, at least three principles that I like to talk about and teach when I think of regret. So the first principle is choice. Regret is just that, it's a choice. You can choose to regret something or you can choose not to regret it. Because at the end of the day, what you focus on increases. So let's say in my buddy's instance, he's in a situation where he's currently at, he's not fulfilled, he's not enjoying it, he's not getting the needs met that he wants in a relationship. He's giving the output, but he's not giving any input back. Okay, if that even makes any sense. But if he chooses to leave that relationship, it's totally in his control to regret it or accept it. And it's all about how you focus. You see, the mind does a really, really great job, I was going to say thing, but it's more of a job, at romanticizing past experiences. You know, we've all been through this where you're in a relationship, and while you're in the relationship, it's a living hell. You're not enjoying it. Every time you turn around, you're fighting like cats and dogs. At least I know I've been there. And then you finally get up enough courage, and you're like, I'm leaving, I'm done, I can't do this anymore. Last straw, I'm out. Maybe a couple days go by, maybe a week, and what happens? Your mind starts to play tricks on you. It starts to think about all the good times and how perfect the relationship was and how crazy you were for leaving it and how big of a mistake that was. But how many times have you gotten back into the relationship just to realize why you got out of it in the first place? That is why regret is a choice. Because your mind is going to play tricks on you. And so you can choose to accept it and move forward, or you can choose to regret it and feel bad, and even worse, slip back into your old habit. Which takes me to principle number 2, which is you're right. Not literally you're right, but the decision you make is the right decision. You can decide to leave, which is the right decision, or you can decide to stay, which is the right decision. There was an old quote that I heard some time ago, and it said, God didn't give us the power to make every right decision, but He gave us the power to make every decision right. You see, there's a personal responsibility you have to bring into your life. And that responsibility says that I am going to respond in every situation from the strongest point within me. So if you make a decision when you're in your current situation to leave because you realize that this is not fulfilling to me anymore, this relationship has ran its course, that it's time to exit, and you leave, that's the right decision. Now all you have to do is keep your mind mentally there with the choice to accept it. Is it going to be hard? Of course it's going to be hard. All big decisions in life are hard because they always attach with it the possibility of what if, the regret. What if it doesn't work out? What if I was wrong? What if I did make a mistake? And you see, all of those questions are just your mind playing tricks on you. Because what if, let's hypothetically speak and play this out. What if you did make the wrong decision and you realize that was the girl of your dreams? Or that was the guy of your dreams? Or that was your dream job? Whatever the case may be, what if you made the mistake? We learn the most from mistakes. Every mistake I've ever made in life always turned out to be a good thing. They're not always bad. They're bad if you allow them to be bad. But if you can use those mistakes and you can learn from them and you can grow, it's no longer a bad thing. It's no longer a bad thing. Which brings me to the last point. And we've heard this all over the place, ever since we were young. You never regret the things that you do. You only regret the things that you don't do. You see, in my buddy's situation, I had to ask him, is this relationship fulfilling you? Is it pushing you higher or is it pushing you down? There is no in between. There's no life here. It's either you're moving up or you're naturally going to move down. It's true of nature, it's true of life. So if you're in a situation and you're not being fulfilled, the situation is not fulfilling you, whether it's a relationship or it is an employment somewhere, whatever it is, if you're not being fulfilled and you're sacrificing your happiness, the decision to stay will probably haunt you more than the decision to leave, even if leaving was a bad decision. Because your mind, again, this comes back to mindset. Mindset is so important. I'm going to make a whole slew of videos in regards to mindset. But your mind is extremely powerful with adaptation. And the reason why I say that you're right is because when you make that tough decision to move forward with your life, your mind, yourself, your being is naturally going to adjust to your new environment. That is the beauty of being human, is we have the uncanny ability of adapting. I read a fantastic book, which I recommend everyone read, and it's by Viktor Frankl. It's called Man's Search for Meaning. He was a Jewish psychiatrist during World War II. He gets captured and thrown in the concentration camps in Auschwitz, and he for a couple years, he undergoes crazy treatments, grueling punishment. The way that they treated these people was heinous. And he recollects the stories in there. But one of the things he talks about in the main focal point of the book is that even amidst all that chaos, all that death, all that despair, all that misery and negativity, he still found meaning. He still found happiness. Why is that? You're always right. You're always right because your mind is going to look for the references to make you right. Regret does not have to be. Regret is always a choice. There's an old Buddhist saying that pain is to be expected, suffering is not. Suffering is completely optional. You do not have to suffer. Pain is to be expected. Pain is a sign of growth. If you go do curls at the gym, you're going to feel some pain. But you know what? If you do those long enough, you start to see them guns grow. Pain is good. Suffering is not. And it's not required, it's not recommended. So, regret. What are you fearing of regretting? I challenge you to face it. I challenge you to look it down. Is it really the regret, or is there something else? What's keeping you stuck? I would love to hear your feedback, your input, anything you have to say, comments below. I'm Zack Sanchez. Until next time,